Let's get this figured out. This world gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
Heads, YouTube, what's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. And so, I had a good question. He's talking about a lot of the catch animation stuff that he sees on the channel or whatnot. And what I tell people is, man, this is such old information, but the reason why your animations lack aggression is because you're not using the manual catch button. It's really not that I'm doing anything a whole lot different. It's I use R1, so I'm gonna always combine R1 with whatever catch I'm going for. So you'll see me get a lot of these little short 180 type turns as catch animations, because what the manual catch what the button does, adding R1 to your aggressive, secure, or rack catch does, it allows you to start the catch animation, somewhere like early in the catch radius. And so it's like it just syncs the timing of it to, once you get inside of the catch radius. If you're inside of the catch radius, pretty much you almost can start the animation anywhere within the catch radius, and it just kind of syncs the timing to it, so to speak. So you see, like right there, it's like I can body him up and then go into the animation, and it's going to make it difficult for him to make the play that he wants to make. He was in good position, but he got bumped first. And so that's where the physics kind of come into play. You'll see me make a lot of those, like I said, those little half turn style catches, and it's not just adding R1 to aggressive catch or adding R1 to rack or secure. I mean, you still, to me, it's more positioning. And so this is the difference between what I'm doing and at least my perception of the difference between what I'm doing and the rocket catching that everyone else talks about. First of all, you'll notice I do it anywhere on the field. I don't just do it on back shoulder fades and in one spot and at a certain amount of yardage. You see most of those guys you see them do it at a certain amount of yardage for the most part, and only do it outside of the numbers or whatever. I'll throw it anywhere. And so again, it's more with what I'm doing is more positioning, getting yourself to the spot or getting yourself close to the spot, and then adding that R1 to your aggressive, secure or rack or whatever it is that you're going for. And if you can animate before the defenders, then that's the reason why I feel like I win a lot of these battles and have, like, over the years, in terms of the one-on-one stuff, is because it's the same formula. I've been using it for years. That's why it always looks the same pretty much year after year after year. It's like, yeah, I've been doing the same stuff on every game that you've seen me do it. And I was doing this before I got on YouTube. And so even on a pass like that, where it obviously the lead wasn't where I wanted it to be, but the trajectory was good enough where I could animate before the defenders and just put myself right in the right spot. Again, like I said, this is not rocket catching. So just, to me, that's just the whole different, it's a timing thing with the rocket catching. A lot of times, it's more of the throw than it is. It's the timing of the throw when it comes to that particular part of it that they're doing. But like I said, when you see stuff like this, you just know it relates to all of the passes. To me, I'm referring to adding the R1 to it. I use it on every single catch. Every catch, drag routes, comebacks, curls. I think that's the reason why a lot of my comebacks, I'm able to actually get earlier control of the receiver, and it's like once I catch the comeback, I'm ready to make the move. It's not just catching it anymore. Even a pass like that where I'm under pressure, ball is thrown outside, and so I have to be able to shift gears really fast and get into that animation really fast, and a lot of that is adding R1 to that rack catch. Or same thing right there. And what it does is it'll allow you to, it changes the animation kind of as you go along, and you're able to adjust the animation. Sometimes you're able to cut it off just like this, and watch me just kind of duck off to the side and out of the way, to keep myself from getting hit. And so, this is a great like knockout prevention tool. Go back and say that to yourselves 3 times. But it helps. And so on all of the animations, you see, it doesn't really have to always necessarily be like one of those jump in the air type of aggressive catches. No, it happens on secure catches, rack catches. No, there is no limitation on this. And so for guys who've been on here for years, they've known. I think I talked about this originally at Madden 20 or 21, something like that. But every catch, I don't care what it is. And so that's why you see me with continuous momentum when I catch the ball on a lot of these rack animations. It's because I'm using R1 or RB for you Xbox guys and the rack catch mechanic. And so, it just makes everything so much smoother, or so much more smooth, or however I was supposed to say that. But and it's like I can go into the animation early, so therefore you see how I catch it, and there's no threat of me ever running out of bounds. There's no threat of me just losing my momentum when I'm able to lock it in the right way. And so even on a animation like that where I'm able to kind of square myself up, as soon as I square myself up, I'm able to hit L2 again, cut it back inside against my outside momentum. And you see right there, Diggs just did not have a chance of even putting a hand on me at that point. And so I use that a lot, especially with these comebacks. I use it to hold a guy off. I could be going for the animation early, but still be on L2 to hold the defender off, and then kind of go into it all at the right time as the ball arrives. And so I think that is the key. And so you see, like right there, that's nothing. That's just a regular catch animation. You see just a little over the shoulder or look back kind of animation. But when you add that R1 to it, you see how he gets there early and he starts that spin, even though he wasn't able to catch it. But that's kind of the, that's the response that you want from the receiver. And then when you do it right, all kinds of doors start to open in terms of just throwing the ball down the field. And again, it becomes just a leverage game at that point. And so you see big 6'5" Thornton right there. It doesn't matter who's guarding him at that point, because it's like once he's able to get up and into the animation, then all of that other stuff kind of goes out the window. I don't care if you're X Factor, superstar, it just does not matter at that point, because the pass itself, I'm not gonna say that the pass doesn't matter, but if the pass is wherever it is within the catch radius, and you can kind of sync and time yourself to the time that you're going up, and if you can be going up before the defense arrives, is kind of like I said, you just want to win the battle to the animation. If you animate first, generally you're gonna, if you're in a good enough position, you're gonna have a favorable outcome to that. Now whether you hang on to the ball or not, hey, who knows? But you will win the animation, and you'll see it, and you'll start to perfect it over time, to be honest with you. And so again, it's something you can add to every catch. It is not specific just to the deep ball and aggressive catching and all that stuff. No, I use it with rack, I use it with secure, I use it with the aggressive catch, I use it with all of them. And so it's just something that you have to practice. It's really not a big adjustment. I use my right index finger on the R1 or RB button, along, and just use my thumb to press whichever catch animation that I'm trying to go for. And so you just see it like time and time and time again. It just allows me, once I get inside that catch radius, it just allows me to time out and position myself better in terms of direction. You know, when I'm trying to cut off a defender, like in this case right here, where you see that one high safety right there, who normally is going to come downhill to either get the knockout or make the play on the ball. And so you see, I'm able to really just get myself directly in front of him in perfect post-up position by Higgins right here. And it's just like, yeah, it's nothing in the world that defender can do except for hope. You know, hope that that there's some sort of knockout animation that occurs at that time. All right, man, y'all enjoy your Saturday. It is your boy, Coach. I'm out.